The Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front came to power in 1991. It has since been working on economic transformation of Ethiopia. Today, Ethiopia ranks among the top 10 fastest growing economies globally. Coletta Wanjohi takes us through the successes of this party, whose development agenda has been greatly supported by China and whose push for unity resonates with that of the Communist Party of China.
Unity is the core principle of Ethiopia's ruling party. The party's development agenda is guided by a growth transformation plan, which envisions a major leap in uplifting the economic structure, income levels, and lives of all citizens. In the past 26 years of rule, government has not only expanded road networks, but also constructed hydroelectric plants and transmission lines, airports, and telecommunication systems. It has linked the capital Addis Ababa to Djibouti, its main port of import and export, through a railway. The party has allowed the citizens to fully own some major projects. For instance, the Great Renaissance Dam, still under construction, that will produce 6,000 megawatts of power once completed, is majorly funded by the citizens themselves. Ethiopia has adopted investment in agricultural-led industrialization to improve agriculture productivity. It has prioritized investment in sugar, textile and garments, leather and leather products. Success in these industries means a boost in agriculture production. The government is building industrial parks in different parts of the country to attract foreign investors in manufacturing and to further boost exports in its main commodities like coffee, oilseeds and gold. It devalued its currency recently by 15%. However, this steady increase in public investment is yet to attract commensurate private investment. The federalism of Ethiopia is also currently under test as some regions protest against what they call as marginalization. Coletta Wanjohi for CGTN in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Well, let's get some African perspectives and analysis from Matthew Uwaeke. He is the chairman of the Nigeria-China Business Council, and he joins us live from Lagos. Matthew, several African countries are seeking to emulate both the Chinese political and economic models. What, in your view, would be the key elements that would make the biggest difference in Africa?
Well, I think Africa as a continent must do one thing to develop the economy, and that is mainly to sanitize the minds of the individuals who are in charge of governance, because without sanitizing the minds and then cleaning up some of the illicit behaviors or attitude towards our economic development, it will be very, very difficult for Africa to develop and then for us to meet up with the standard of international community. For example, most of our leaders are, corruptly minded. The corruption is one of the things that has to be eradicated, in the governance in order to enable development and progress in the continent.
If I may just jump in at this point, what role are organizations like the Nigeria-China Business Council, which you head, playing in promoting beneficial economic exchanges between China and Africa?
Yes, the Business Council is doing a lot to attract a lot of genuine investors to Nigeria and Africa in general. Then the Business Council, we have a very big network that encourages relationship between Nigeria or Asia country and Africa as a whole. So the Business Council is doing everything within its powers or within the mandate of the establishment to ensure that development comes into Africa. But the most important thing that we have to do when we say we want to imitate the development in other countries or in Asia countries or in China, we have to make sure that those impediments towards development has to be out of the way. Just like one of the people that you interviewed just spoke a few minutes ago. Ethiopia, that has have independence for over 3,000 years, is struggling for how many megawatts of power. But we have the resources here in Africa that can help us to meet up with the standard of demands, and then have the megawatts of power that can power Africa, because without power, it will be difficult for business to thrive. So these are things we need to do, and it is important that we must be committed to do that, because without commitment, there is nothing we can do. And nobody, even if we want to imitate somebody from the moon, we must have to have the mind to do what is right and at the right time. So this is very, very important, because we can stay here and talk from now till tomorrow without, being determined to do the right thing, to have people of integrity in power who knows that the decision they take today as we speak has a lot to do in the generations that is coming the next 10, 20, 15, 50 years. It is important, because there is nothing we can do when people are, deeply into corruption.
All right.
The wealth that's supposed to go for development in Africa, then people are using it to enrich their pockets. So it is very, very difficult. So the council is doing a lot to ensure that even if we bring investors or from China or from other Asian country,
right,
that their money will be invested for the purpose for which they are bringing the funds.
All right, let's leave it there for now. Matthew Uwaeke, live for us in Lagos. We appreciate your time. Thank you, sir, for joining us.